naive. I was 14 years old. I didn't exactly know what I was getting myself into originally. And it was when Pam Johnson first contacted me that I really started putting names and faces to this shipwreck, rather than this was a big ship that had sank in 1975. So this was when it first became kind of a big deal. And that's when I started realizing that I wanted this to not be a website about a ship. I wanted this to be a website about the men. So kind of the entire concept of dedicated to informing others, that's what my website has always said. That's where I really put that into action. And my new goal with this website was to tell other people about the story that didn't know about it. When I first heard about the Edmund Fitzgerald, I thought it was a person. I didn't think it was a ship. I didn't think it was connected to crewmen. And I realized there were more people out there that were just like me, that didn't know this story, and they didn't have the faces that went along with the shipwreck. The sources that were on the internet didn't really talk about the men that were on the ship. It talked about this disaster that happened. It talked about how impressive the ship was. So the new goal of my website was to put those faces with this disaster. And that's kind of the entire goal behind it, is above all, I want everyone to remember Fitzgerald's victims. And these are the men that we're actually here for tonight. So one thing that I want to continue doing, and I have done over the years, when I first made this website, it was the year of the 25th anniversary. I was 14 years old. Like I've said this multiple times, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. And news organizations started contacting me when it was time for the 25th anniversary. They said, "You've got this website, we want to interview you." And I was 14, this was scary and exciting all at the same time. But my response to my parents was, I don't think I should do this. I don't want to become known because of this shipwreck. These were people who died. And my parents kind of reminded me, they said, your goal with this website was to tell other people the story, so you should go ahead and do this. And this is how I first started reaching out to the public, and I was able to tell the story of these men. And being connected to Pam Johnson, I also got to know other family members. And this was when I was able to start making crew profiles and actually putting biographies of some of the crew members up, interviewing the families so that people outside of this story, much like I used to be, could actually connect and they could realize that this was more than 29 men. This affected lots of families. They were brothers, they were sons, they were fathers. So ever since, kind of over the last 12 years or so, I've been telling this story to anyone who would listen and anyone who didn't know about it. I've been able to do interviews where I taught other people about it. I've also been able to teach middle school students about it, people who have found the website. And Roscoe was actually just talking to my parents and I at the beginning of this, and he told me he first became interested in this story through my website. So that's kind of, the more people that I can tell and the more people that I can get interested in, I think the longer that the memory of these men is going to live on. So that's kind of my whole purpose with it. Go to that slide. I just wanted to thank everybody for listening to me today, and I don't think there should be any questions because he's been going over the history really well, but thanks for letting me speak.
Don't go too far, because you know the crew. And let me tell you the truth about when you're a documentary producer and you start calling family members and try to get things. Being a 14-year-old was the best thing that could possibly happen, because not one family member would look and say, what are you doing this for? Why are you doing this? They knew that this young man was doing it from his heart. They didn't have to question it. So when you think about a 14-year-old with that kind of gumption to be able to say, I'm going to build this tribute, and it's not just going to be a rehash of all the stuff that we hear about, did it run aground, did it have a structural failure, was it a big wave, all the different stuff that so many of us have heard again and again. But he came up and actually did the crew. And I think when we ring the names, would you read the names for us? Because you have that connection with the crew, and I think that that would be an amazing tribute to each one of those 29 people that he remembers on this site. And quite honestly, that family members I know have shared so much with you too. So I would be very moved. I think the audience would too because of that. Let's bring up the mayor real quick. Mr. Mayor, you've been waiting so patiently. Where is he at? And at the museum, a representative from the museum as well. Are they here, or are they stuck by that train?
train answered that.
It might be. Have you heard the low drone of the ships as they go by, and they do that long tone, and then they do the blah, blah after? We've heard it a couple of times here. That's a salute from the freighters as they come by. A salute to the crew, a salute to this memorial that we're putting on today. It's also a salute that the ships do as they pass each other in the night as well. What do you say, Roscoe? Do we have them here?
I see the museum. Okay.
All right. Come on up here. You know, we look at each one of the different communities that have been affected by this ship. Whitefish Point is certainly the most famous of all of the museums because that's where the wreck site is, 17 miles away, and it's a very important focal point. But when we look at the building of the Fitzgerald and the men behind it, there's no greater place than River Rouge to be able to have a tribute, if you will. So what I would like to do is have this proclamation read. Who do we have here?
My name is Karen Ward. I'm representing the Mayor and Council.
Mayor Pro Tem.
I'm the Mayor Pro Tem.
Oh, fantastic. Do you mind reading the proclamation for us? You want to read it here? You want to read it here?
Here, I'll read it.
Okay.
I want to thank everybody for coming tonight and remembering these 29 wonderful men that lost their lives on November 10th, 1975, and the city and Freddie Kearns and Gail Schultz have put a ton of work into this to make sure everybody's remembered. We have a proclamation here making 2012, November 10th, we're dedicating this date as the Edmund Fitzgerald Day, and I'd like to present this to Dolores Sweckel. Yes, and this is to go into the museum in honor of these men. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on, for your patience, and work on those trains for us next time, please. No, it's the business, you know, I mean, this is what keeps this area running, and we see this raw steel. You saw a picture of the taconite pellets that were on the Edmund Fitzgerald. These purple marbles that were the cargo, a low-grade iron ore that's harvested out of the earth in Duluth and Superior, and then shipped down and smelted right here. I mean, they literally throw those little marbles into this giant pot and melt it into steel. It's part of our industry here. It becomes the automobiles that they literally turn into cars right here in Detroit. So the Fitzgerald had a tie to the Detroit area, to Michigan, to literally the Great Lakes because of that's what it did. So when I see those trains, I think progress. I think that we're working, and thank goodness for that with the economy we've had to have the trains moving. I'm thrilled. So what would you like to do next? Do you want to do some thank yous? Do you want to start to ring the bell? How close are we getting?
We got 10 minutes. Is there any shipyard? He's got a raffle, but do we have a shipyard?
You bet, Jim. He said, hold this. A raffle is coming up next. Oh, good. What do you have, Jim?
Well, let's get someone up here to get the winner of that chant. You want to come up here and pull it out?
Right there. Here, you can hold it.
See if you call it off.
Okay. Got it.
Now just get one out of there.
Excellent. Pull two. I'm going to steal one. All right. Here we go.
This is the 50-50, Jim?
No, this
Oh.
is a picture of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Picture of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Pull out your blue tickets, and I will read the number 111136. Nice, Tim. Our website designer. This is the 50-50. What? $45 inside here. What? Did you put that ticket back in for me, Michaela? And we will have you pick it out too. And I'll mix them up again so you can't possibly find it. This is an official. My last name's Mixter. You'd think I could do this, right? Mix them up. There you go. All right, pick one out. Do you want to read the number? All right.
2720656.
That's me.
While we're getting pictures, why don't we do a couple of thank yous too? There's so many volunteers that have put this together. We look at people like Commissioner Fred Kearns, Gail Schultz, Tom Abar, forgive me if I pronounce it, Aber, Roscoe Clark, obviously Greg and Sue Joseph, Jenny Cooper, Jim Holliday, Julie Peterson, Mike Ward, Bill Shaw, Dolores Sweckel, thank you. Help me with these. Janice Chesney, George Chirota.
Yeah.
I knew that. See, good enough. Mike Hilden, Herbert Parson, Chester Weichel, Troy Newman Sr., Jerry Sr., and Jerry Jr. Chaput probably. Yeah. Yep. Sarah and Michaela Cagle, David Bauer, Peggy Madden, Howard Schiffman, PC, Rouge Bar and Grill, Troy Newman Jr., Integrated Environmental, Jenny Cooper, Gail Schultz, HNC, Dave Bajorek, Dennis Luke, and how do you pronounce that? Camuse? Let's do it. Camuse Lime Company. Thank you, and thank you to all of you for being out here as well. Something else we have to do, Jim?
Well, okay. I had passed out a bunch of these.
Okay.
With a bell ringing.
Okay.
So if you hold one of them.
We need you up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get in line.
You have a white ticket that was passed out. Jim made sure that we had 29 ringers for the bell. We need you to start lining up. Is there any particular order? It doesn't matter, does it? Fantastic, Jim. All right, let's get our line up.
Along that sidewalk.
Along this side here in front, like by the projector?
Sidewalk, all the way down.
Oh, okay. Along the side, looking at the pictures of the Fitzgerald. The sidewalk is there. Stand on the sidewalk, please. And Tim. Oh, do you need to ring the bell? Or if you need to, we can do it. I can read while you ring, my friend. Here you go. You want this one or which one do you want?
Yeah. I'm going to move over there a little closer.
Do you want me to read the position of the
Yes. Stay a couple few seconds and then take my time.
Ernest M. McSorley, Master.
You want to see some system over there just to make sure things are running smooth.
John H. McCarthy, First Mate. James A. Pratt, Second Mate. Michael E. Armagast, Third Mate. George J. Hull, Chief Engineer. Edward F. Benden, First Assistant Engineer. Thomas E. Edwards, Second Assistant Engineer. Russell G. Haskell, Second Assistant Engineer. Oliver J. Champeau, Third Assistant Engineer. Frederick J. Beecher, Porter. Thomas Benson, Oiler. Thomas D. Borgeson, Maintenance Man. Nolan F. Church, Porter. Ransom E. Cundy, Watchman. Bruce L. Hudson, Deckhand. Alan G.